Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show. I hope you're having a great day. My name is Eric and I'm glad you could join us because today we're going to be making a Portuguese style of sausage that is incredibly popular in Brazil and heavily influenced by Italian immigrants. We're making the Linguiça Calabresa, and this particular recipe came to us by way of one of our top tier patrons who has done a tremendous amount of work for Celebrate Sausage. So first and foremost, thank you, Larry, for the recipe and everything you've done for this show. And I gotta tell you, this sausage ticks a lot of boxes for me. It's smoky and spicy, it's juicy and flavorful, it's incredibly versatile. You could use it as a topping for pizza, put it on a sandwich, mix it with other foods, make other dishes with it, put it on a salad. It is amazing. And I'm gonna take you through the whole process in this video, and we're gonna finish it up on our smoker, which is going to give it that characteristic color, that dark red color, and that beautiful smoky flavor. And before we begin, I just want to thank Smokin' It for sponsoring today's video. Smokin' It makes an entire line of smokers that will just about accommodate anyone's price point. We bought our first digital smoker from Smokin' It about 5 years ago, and if you've watched our channel for any length of time, you'll know that we smoke our food in there and it comes out amazing. What I love about their digital smokers is that all you have to do is add the wood, program the settings, and walk away, and your food will turn out perfect. In addition to smokers, they also sell cold smoke generators, which you will see in action through this series because I absolutely love mine, and lots of accessories to help take your smoking game up to the next level. Smoking It was kind enough to offer a discount code for the first time for Celebrate Sausage, and so you will find a link to their website and a discount code in the description box below. Thank you, Smokin' It Smokers, for sponsoring this video. Let's make the Linguiça Calabresa.
The meat selection for today's sausage is going to be all pork. We're using 30% fat and 70% lean, and I'm just going to cut this into small cubes. The way you cut your meat and the way you cut your fat will be completely dependent on the type of grinder you have. I'm using a small grinder, so I'm going to cut my pieces smaller than normal. If you have a larger grinder, you can cut larger strips or larger chunks. Since my meat is partially frozen, it's about 32 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not going to need to stick this into the freezer, so let's go ahead and take a look at the spices that we're going to use. And this scale by Escali that we're using, I almost exclusively use for the spices because it is incredibly accurate. If you want some info, check the description box. First in, cure number 1, and then we're going to add a little bit of dextrose. Next, we're going to add some oregano and some smoked paprika. This is going to give it a lovely, lovely flavor. We're now going to add a combination of black pepper along with some white pepper. And check the description box for the full-blown recipe and detailed instructions. We now have cayenne pepper for a little bit of heat. And next, we're going to add one of my all-time favorite chilies to use in charcuterie. That's the Calabrian pepper chili powder. Now, you could also use chili flakes if you wanted to. And to finish it up, we're going to add some sweet red wine along with some freshly minced garlic. And we're going to set that to the side. Now, our meat is still chilled, 32, 33 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is critically important. We're going to be using a number 12 grinder from the sausage maker. Great little grinder, variable speeds, reverse option, and we're going to be grinding this meat and fat together on a 6mm plate. Now that our meat has been ground, it's time to mix everything together, and I like using a stand mixer when mixing my meat. It's super convenient. A KitchenAid will do roughly 4 pounds, 4.5 pounds. We have another one that'll do 25 pounds, and it just mixes the meat very efficiently and very quick. So let's go ahead and begin by adding our wine and our garlic. All right, so that's going to go in, and then we're going to add our spices, and that is it. Our speed setting is on a low. If you're mixing this by hand, you do want to make sure that your meat has been re-chilled and it's in the low 30s. I mean, it's got to be really cold because your hands will generate a lot of heat and it will have a tendency to warm that meat up. So mix it until your mince gets super tacky and begins to stick to your hand when you grab a little handful. Matter of fact, if you turn your hand upside down, it will stick to your hand even when it's upside down. That's when you know it's ready. And at this point, I just realized that I forgot to add the parsley. So we're going to add the parsley right here at the very end, and then just make sure that we mix that well to incorporate all that parsley. This is what our linguiça batter looks like. Let's get it into the stuffer so that we can stuff this into our hog casing. Go ahead and take your sausage pricker, prick out any air pockets that might have formed. The reason you want to do this is to allow for the sausage to expand while it's cooking and it doesn't rupture the casing. Now, if you didn't stuff it too tightly, it's not entirely critical. Once you do that, let's place it into the refrigerator overnight. This will help develop the spices, allow the cure to work, and really dry that casing up just a little bit, which will help us get a nice snappy bite. It's now the next morning, and this is what our linguiça looks like. Look at the color. It's magnified. It's dried up significantly. You could see the twists have dried up quite nicely, and we're just going to go ahead and place this into our smoker. Now, we're using a digital smoker from Smoking It, and what I like about the smoker is that you can program it to achieve certain temperatures over a designated time period. So we're going to let this go for 1 hour at 100 degrees Fahrenheit. This is going to dry our sausage. It's then going to automatically bump up to 125 for an hour and a half, 145 for 2 hours, and then it's going to bump up to 155 for 2 hours, and then finally 180 until the internal temperature of our sausage hits 145. If you don't have a digital smoker, just cook your sausages low and slow so that you don't render out the fat too much. All right, so I normally start to apply smoke at 125 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're using a cold smoke generator to do that, and that's also from Smoking It. So that's going to start pumping in the smoke just as we're starting to cook our sausage, so that sausage is going to take on a lot of that really great smoke. And now we close the door, let the smoker do its thing, and after it's done, and let me tell you, this smoker cooks sausages perfectly. This is what our sausages are going to look like. So just like with any smoked sausage, we want to go ahead and remove it from the smoker and place it in some cold water. This is going to stop the cooking process, and it's going to keep the casing from shriveling up. And as soon as our sausages have cooled down, we're going to remove them from the water and just place them onto a rack so that they can air dry for 4 or 5 hours. This particular process with smoked sausages is known as blooming, and it will greatly enhance the color of these already stunning sausages. At this point, you can freeze your sausage, you can refrigerate it, eat it later. I think we're going to heat one of these up and see what they taste like.
All right, let's go ahead and give this Linguiça Calabresa a taste, and just looking at it, it looks gorgeous. The casing has a beautiful color, adhered perfectly to the meat. When I squeeze it just a little bit, you got all these juices that are flowing out, and it definitely smells nice and smoky, so let's just give it a taste. Wow, that is one tasty sausage. Juicy, a lot of flavor, and that Calabrian pepper brings such a unique, smoky, earthy, a little spicy flavor that I've just never been able to find with any other pepper. And so an absolute must ingredient is that Calabrian pepper. It's smoked perfectly, nice snappy bite. Let's give it another bite here. Amazing. Packs a lot of flavor. I can definitely see how that would be awesome on a pizza or tossed in a dish with beans and, you know, chicken and Wow, I hope you get a chance to make this Linguiça Calabresa. If you do, let me know in the comment section below. And also, if you have any questions about this sausage, leave them in the comment section. If you like this video, found it informative or entertaining in any way, a great big thumbs up would be helpful. And if you're new to our channel, we'd like to say welcome. Click that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified of each one of our uploads. We are uploading a brand new video every day this month. I don't want you to miss a single episode. Thanks a lot. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.